So brush your teeth and floss with me. There's so much to learn and see. So come along and smile with me. It's the Kimmy Tooth Tutor Show.
That's me.
Hi, it's Kimmy the Tooth Tutor, and I'm here today with my friend Elvis. Hello! To read a very silly book called Tooth Poop, and to do a fun experiment with water, yeast, and sugar. So we are using water to represent our mouths, and we're going to start this experiment first. We will put yeast in both of the glasses. For anyone who wants to try this at home, it's slightly warm water and it's 2 teaspoons of yeast in each of the glasses. So that represents our mouths just as they are. You have saliva and you have sugar bugs, which are represented by the yeast. And into one of them, we're going to put a tablespoon of sugar. And what does that represent? That represents the food that you eat. And we will see what happens when all of our sugar bugs decide they're gonna have a snack. So we will stir them both up. Kids always make comments about what this smells like. I think it smells good. It reminds me of bread baking. So here we go. This is what we're starting with. And this is our book, Tooth Poop. Excuse me. There we go. So it is written by Mark Vogley, who's a dentist, and illustrated by Jenny Campbell. This is Danny. Every year, twice a year, Danny goes to see his dentist. And every year, twice a year, Dr. Dent tells Danny the same thing. Danny, you have another cavity. Uh-oh. As today is not Danny's first cavity, Danny's parents are not happy. They want Danny to have healthy checkups, but cannot convince Danny that taking care of his teeth every day is important. Dr. Dent asks Danny, are you brushing and flossing your teeth every day? Danny, in protest, replied, no, I do not like to brush, and I don't want to floss. Well, Danny was angry, and his parents were at their wits' end. Danny's dentist was also frustrated because he really wanted Danny to start taking better care of his teeth. Danny just had turned 8. Do you know an 8-year-old? So Dr. Dent believed that he was now old enough to learn the truth about cavities. Danny, why should you brush and floss your teeth every day? Asked Dr. Dent. So I won't get cavities, Danny replied in a questioning voice. Dr. Dent continued, that's correct, but I have told you the truth. Have I told you the truth about why you should brush and floss your teeth? With hesitation, Danny replied, the truth? I don't think so. Dr. Dent then asked Danny, do you know what bacteria is? Danny replied, no. Well, Dr. Dent went on, why do your mom and dad ask you to wash your hands before you eat dinner? Danny knew the answer to that question and exclaimed, because they want me to wash the germs off my hands. I bet you guys know all about washing your hands now. Dr. Dent said in exclamation, that's right, Danny. Did you know that germs are small bugs that we cannot see? Did you know that germs are bacteria? Did you know that bacteria lives in your mouth, in my mouth, and the mouths of your parents too? Danny hesitated. I guess so, he finally said. Dr. Dent then asked, what do you think these little living things like to eat? Danny was dumbfounded. He had no idea what bacteria like to eat. Well, said Dr. Dent, what is your favorite food? Danny proudly replied, pizza. Dr. Dent said, bacteria love to eat pizza too. What about spaghetti? Danny challenged. Dr. Dent replied, bacteria love spaghetti. Danny was starting to put it all together. So these small bugs that live in my mouth and like to eat everything I like to eat. And impressed Dr. Dent replied, that's right, Danny. Now you're getting it. Dr. Dent continued, now how about the truth, Danny? With enthusiasm, Danny said, okay. Dr. Dent continued, Danny, after you eat your pizza, your body uses the food for energy. What happens to the food that is left over and you cannot use? Danny was pretty sure he knew the answer, but he was too embarrassed to say it. Dr. Dent saved him and yelled out enthusiastically, you poop it out, right? Danny was laughing now and said, right. This silly book. Dr. Dent was anxious to see the light turn on in Danny's head when he asked, and what happens after the bacteria eat the pizza? Danny didn't want to say it, so Dr. Dent confidently yelled, they poop it out, right onto your teeth. Dr. Dent continued emphatically, Danny, bacteria poop, Danny, bacteria in your mouth make tooth poop. Danny crinkled his nose and said, gross. Dr. Dent was excited to put it all together for Danny. So Danny, the truth is that dental cavities are caused by tooth poop. The reasons why your parents and I are asking you to brush and floss your teeth every day is to remove both bacteria and tooth poop. Danny's parents nodded in approval. Dr. Dent then asked Danny, so, do you want to go home and brush and floss your teeth? And Danny exclaimed excitedly, most definitely! So that is that awesome book. As far as our experiment goes, this is the glass that had only yeast and water in it. And this is the one that had yeast and water and sugar. And that represented the food left in our mouth, right? So this result is tooth poop. That's what that is. So you can see it and it will help you remember. And it will just keep growing. So for a little while, if you want to try it at home, it's very much fun. So Elvis and I would like to remind you to brush at least 2 times a day for at least 2 minutes. And you can start brushing in the corner and work your way around the circle on the outsides and on the parts where you chew and on the insides. And don't forget your tongue. And you can also brush the roof of your mouth a little bit. Just don't gag yourself. And don't forget to drink lots of water and take care of yourself. If you have any questions, you can comment below, and you can subscribe to my channel. And some of you have my email address, so you can also email me. We want you to take care and be well.